Start right up. Welcome to week what? 3?
3.
Week 3, guys. I don't know about you, but the video today was one of my favorites. By far, one of my favorites. Mainly because the first time I heard it, I was like, thank God I have a lifeline coming to me. I'm about to get out of the crap and get into the good stuff and transform myself. But I loved that video. And I think, why don't we just start off with anybody who has already seen it? I know some of you are doing your work tonight afterwards, which is fine for the day. But does anybody have any comments about the video today? It's such a pinnacle part of this program. We'd love to hear from you. Anybody.
Don't be afraid to share here.
I'll share mine if you don't share yours.
No, don't show yours.
I said share.
I know.
All right. So, couple things that stood out for me and I think are poignant to bring up. The part where Rod was walking on the beach with a girl who's in the program, a woman who's in the program, and she said, our bodies, we are designed for amazing success, but programmed for failure. That to me it just made so much sense that our history rewrites the programming inside of us. And there's a reason why we act a certain way. There's a reason why we think a certain way. There's a reason why we do things a certain way. And so we have to, as he said, we have to stop attacking the design and look at the reprogramming. And right now, starting week 3, is when we're coming out of this, we're going to start the reprogramming. So we're going to start to program habits of emotion. We're going to start to program habits of our mental mindset. We're going to start to reprogram the habits of our physical mind too in this process. And, for me, when I first heard it, it was like, thank goodness. And it was exciting. It was absolutely exciting for me. The classes, do you guys enjoy hearing about the classes, right? The classes of experiences, feelings, and actions. I'm yelling. All right. Am I yelling?
Well, to me, you
Okay.
are. You're sitting right here.
So the class 1.
Holly says yes. You're yelling. She's like, ah.
So I won't read all of these, but the class 1, it feels good to me. It's good for me. It's good for others. And it's good for the greater good. So when you do get to it, if you haven't watched this video, he puts us in these classes and he explains what's normal, where most people are, and where we're going to be. And it was just very encouraging. And I'm not going to bore you with all that, but it's very encouraging. And again, it just kind of set the path for where we're going. And lastly, he brought up The Secret in Life. I will leave you this little tidbit. So if you haven't listened to it yet, you'll be watching out for this. The Secret in Life. Actually, Jax, one of our 6-year-olds, was listening to me with this by the fire, listening to Rod. He's like, does everybody get that secret? I told him it was just me, he and I are the only ones who are going to know that. But he said, everybody that is class 2 will and must become a class 1. All right. And again, I'm not going to read through all the definitions. You'll see it, which is pretty cool. And then the scary part, he said, was anything that is a class 3 that persists will and must become a class 4. You don't want to be a class 4. That's where the addictions come from, the bad behavior, the things that take us down. So why am I telling you this? Because this is a recipe for all of us to reprogram ourselves. And again, when you watch this, it'll all make sense. It's just all right here. I love when I have a roadmap for something. So that's all I want to share with you.
My favorite part was how he, called to light that we are at the space where we probably don't want to keep plugging in. We want to quit. We want to stop because we're feeling that hardcore deception where we're just like, I've been trying and it's just not good. I don't feel good about it. It's easier for me to stop doing this. And, he brings that to light that is good, that is exactly where we're supposed to be. Like, not so much even like, yay, let's celebrate deception, but you are supposed to be feeling that way right now. Like, yes, you are. You're supposed to be feeling like poo because we spent all last week identifying our yuckiness, right? So we're all feeling, like, ah. But we're also, all very intelligent, forward-thinking people. So we understand that there's something here that we can stick to and look towards because we know what's coming. We know that pushing through this is going to serve us. And, you know, you're off the hook because your mind is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. It's performing perfectly. It's keeping you safe. It's doing exactly how you programmed it. And so all we do from here is move into shifting our patterns, creating new patterns and creating new habits and reprogramming our hard drive. And Darren Hardy talked about that at Top Achievers too, about that hard
Perfect.
drive.
Great
and
analogy.
It's true. I mean, we are not our patterns. We are not our habits. And that's,
in the past.
Well, even now, it's not who we are. It's our programming.
Mm-hmm.
We are all great people, meant for greatness and put here for greatness. We wouldn't be able to be these amazing humans, right? With our bodies that can heal themselves and our brains that can, I mean, look at the world we live in. Just a quick example is our medical system. No, you just deleted that.
Oh,
okay, just
keep going.
No, hit the blue button.
Sorry, guys, we just came off screen for a second. Yeah,
sorry, you didn't delete it. Okay. Okay, stop it. The advances in our healthcare. Our twins wouldn't be here today if we didn't have what we have, and the great minds that we all possess. Did that. So we're not here to live small. We're not here to poo on ourselves all the time and play like, well, we're not good enough. We don't have it in us. We're not strong enough. We're just gonna, like meh, just be meh emojis. It's not who we were made to be. And I just thought that video was so poignant in reminding us of that. And then obviously the recipe, is that what you called it, a recipe?
The classes. One thing, so Lisa brought up a good point. So in the video, first of all, congratulations for being here week 3, right? Mm-hmm. All the little things we do, you keep showing up, those are the habits. And actually in the video, our habits run the show. That's why we do these little things over and over again. And he talks about that in this video. The little things, the habits change how we portray, how we act in our programming. So he quoted that, and I thought that was so poignant because you might not want to get up for your 5:30 bar class. You might not want to go to your 8:30 tutoring class. It's every Monday night. I don't want to do it anymore. But if you keep doing it, you change yourself through those habits. So thank you for being here and plugging in. And it's to yourself you owe that congratulations to. So who wants to share? Anybody? Holly.
Hi, everybody. So yesterday I thought was really, really good because I don't know if you all read the list that was in one of the boxes. So it said, life is about becoming and keeping it, and justify what's happening in life. Focus on what you want a little bit every day. Recognize our power through every word, deed, and thought. And then there was a big list of A to Z of choose this instead of this. And it was a really good list. And I wrote down the ones that like kind of popped out at me. So, about being appreciative versus envious, or concerned versus judgmental, or allowing versus controlling, being versus having, devoted versus possessive. So powerful versus forceful, the differences. So I have to say, from the chat to the program to this, and I have been in these 2 weeks more, and I wrote it in the chat, more hyper aware about every single word, deed, and thought. And I actually just came home from playing tennis. It's like crazy on Monday nights for me because I can't wait to get to this call. But, I said I love you to my teammates and that I play with. And we went live before I went to tennis to talk about love and kindness and understanding and peace. So I think it's life. The hardest thing for me, which I told Robert, which I give kudos to Josh and Lisa for doing this together. It's kind of hard to just, for one partner in a relationship to be doing this work when you work together. So that's been really, really hard for me because I talked to Robert and, you know, it's his choice to not do this, but, you know, I want to interrupt my bad habits, and I have been. I'm not there yet, but I am so, more than ever before in my whole life, I am more aware of what I'm doing that's not serving me and us and anything in my life. So that's, if I get anything, that in itself is good because I'm able to interrupt the things that I know aren't going to get me to where I want to go. That's it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So if it all ended here, you've jumped miles already. That's amazing. Awesome. Thank you, Holly.
But don't quit. Don't.
No,
I know you will.
Well, no, I'm very, so it's interesting to also see, like when Jen Rothbart writes it, and some of you also write it, you know, that I'm catching up in a few days at a time, right, Jen? I think, right? I think you wrote that. Okay. I don't want to call anyone out that, you know, but we're all on a different, everybody's day, right? We all have the same 24 hours. We all have the same day. But I have to say, I said it last week and I'm going to say it again. There's something to be said about making sure this is done. But then again, why am I not making sure other things are done by 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock? So that's what I'm talking about, the hyper awareness. It's so I get up, I do this, this, and this. Well, why aren't I doing that, and that? Also, right? So I said to Robert, we need to plan the night before. We need to say between 1 and 2 o'clock tomorrow, we're going to do this. Now, that's a perfect world. That's, you know, and I'm going to work towards that nicely.
I love it. Well put. Oh, I love that.
Anybody else want to share?
I did the random act of kindness and used the word thank you so much today. So I did my work. I went to an Orange Theory class and I said, I'm going to Starbucks. I don't even really go to Starbucks after I work out, but I was determined to pay for somebody's coffee. So I went, it was what time? It was 7:20 in the morning. And there was a guy behind me. He could not have been more of the guy that would be shocked. Like he's probably in his 60s, dressed in a suit, totally like probably hasn't even woken up yet. I ordered, I'm post-workout and post Rod Hairston with today's video. So I'm on fire. I order my coffee and I say, oh, and I'm going to get yours too. And he didn't even know what was happening. And he's like, well, why would you do that? Like literally. Well, why would you do that? I said, because it's a random act of kindness, and I've been challenged to do that today, and it feels really good. He honestly, for about 15 seconds, he was speechless, completely speechless. And then the guy behind him is like, you could get my coffee too.
Oh, God.
That's so great.
And then the woman behind it just, you know, it started a conversation. What kind of course are you doing? But I have to second what Holly said about being so much more hyper aware of every little feeling and action. And I'm loving it. Like I'm going to be honest, like I signed up for this and I've done Healthy Mind and Body 1 3/4 times. The first time, never missed a day. I think I got a lot out of it. It was in the beginning of my Isagenix career. Second time, I really was just going through the motions, didn't even really finish it. And I was kind of expecting this to be similar to that. And it's not that at all. And I almost feel like I wish I could do something 360. Like this could become a habit for me. Wake up, do the work. For me, early morning feels best, and it just carries me through my day with this different energy, awareness, really kind of everything that I'm doing. I'm feeling it, you know, and it's more intentional. So it's fabulous. Some of it's not so great. It's sitting with more feelings, and I'm not really one to sit with a lot of feelings. I just kind of decide and move on. So to sit with some of these feelings is a little raw for me, but I know that it's a good thing in the long run, and it's, again, getting me to new places. But I'm going to be sad. I never thought I was going to say this, but I am going to be like beyond sad when the 45 days is over, because it's the program, it's the chat, it's the actions, and then it's coming together on a weekly call like this with you guys. Like, it's life at a new level. So anyway, I just want to thank the two of you. I honestly didn't think it would be at this level, and it is. And it's awesome. Today's video was amazing. Amazing. Never heard it put like that. And then as you apply your life and you're really thinking about those classes, I mean, that's just brilliant that you could share and teach people. It's amazing. Anyway, I just to you guys.
To you.
So
beautiful.
The good news is there's many other programs in the repertoire, and we are going to be doing them back to back to back. Actually, what did we say? December 1st?
December 1st, we're going to start something. It's a secret, but if you like this,
actually,
you'll be buying 2 coffees for the guy at Starbucks.
We're doing the secret one, but then in tandem, we're going to do another Transform You. So if you've got teammates that you want to do the program, we're gonna start a group for that too. We're gonna lead that too, and then we're gonna do this other one.
It's another program that you all will love. It's all very intentional. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you, Kim.
Anybody else? Lori.
Yeah, so I watched the video again and loved it also. And I really, based on this past weekend, I really feel like we need more acts of kindness. We need to do something to offset all the hate that is being portrayed. So I did the same thing. I had to go to CVS to get something. And while I was standing in line, there was a woman behind me, same type of face, which is kind of funny. She's just like in her own world, which I guess I probably would be too. And I just wait. I said I paid for mine, and then I said I'm going to pay for the other woman's stuff. And she looked at me like, why would you do that? I'm like, I just feel like being friendly, nice, and doing a random act of kindness. And she couldn't respond. She didn't know what to do. I think she thought I was like a creep because, why are you doing this? We live in the Northeast. No one's nice to anyone. And I just said, have a great day. And she was like looking at me like, who are you and where did you come from? So it was kind of funny, but it felt great. And before I did that, I was kind of in a funk. And I walked out of there. I felt like I was on my tippy toes. I was like, wow, I just did something super nice for someone. It might not change the whole world with this hate thing, but I don't know this woman from a home wall. Maybe it changed something. Maybe it didn't. But it felt good in my body, in my mind. And I was like, that's what it's all about to me. So
beautiful.
Love it.
Yeah, it was nice.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love it.
I want someone to do that in New York City and report back. Tell us how.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Thank you, Lori.
That's so cool. I have to share my my 10-year-old daughter came home the other day. I gave her $20 for the book fair, and I said, bring me the change. Don't spend that whole thing. And she said, okay. And she comes home and she hands me like $2.50. And I was like, what did you do? And she's like, well, my friend went up and she had her books and she was short money. And I saw the look on her face of just embarrassment. So I quickly gave her money. And she was like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, not at all. That was awesome. Such a cool thing to do. I think that's great. And she was like, what? So just wanted to share that cute story.
Awesome. Where's the football game, Steph? I don't see it behind you. Oh, it's in front of you? Okay.
She's watching it.
Rothbart. Jen, sorry.
Yeah, you can call me Rothbart. It's okay. Listen, my maiden name was Huberman, and they used to call me Hubba Bubba, so I'll take Rothbart.
Uh-oh.
So I have a question. Do people tend to do this again? Because I feel I finally caught up today. I'm going to admit I'm behind. I caught up in the chat. I I cannot wait to respond in it. I just love everybody on this team, and I want to hug everybody, and just it's amazing, truly amazing. You really inspire me. But I feel like I need to do this again because I'm on, what day is it? 15? 15. Mm-hmm. I feel like I want to start over because in the beginning, you don't know really what to expect, or maybe this is just me. I don't know if anyone feels this way. You, Kim, too. And I feel like I want to do it again because I want to get more in it because I feel like I'm in it, but I'm still just not sure how this all works. And I love it. And I can see this becoming a habit. it's changed. Like I had this, it's amazing what you really focus on, because yesterday someone I found out was just going through a really hard time, similar situations to some of my personal stuff that's going on in my life. And I reached out to her in a way that I probably would never have reached out to her before, because I'm very aware now of so much of how we react to situations. And she was beyond touched, and so just like, I needed to hear what you just said to me. Like, oh my God, you just made my day. And, you know, it just was so nice to be able to like think before you speak more than I've ever done before. So I know I'm getting off tangent, but like, I want to do this again, because I really feel like I need to continue this trend, because I feel like I'm sort of just learning still on day 15, really how to answer the questions instead of just getting through, to really think outside myself and understand what this is all about. So I would like to create a new habit of doing this. Like Kim was saying, like she does it every morning. I don't do it every morning. I just do it when I can do it. But I love the habit of this mindset, because it makes you aware. And it's funny, I will tell you, I see that there's some class 3 habits that I'm in that I don't want to go to class 4, that I am so aware now that, like, hearing that video today, I'm like, oh wow, there's no way. I don't want to go to class 4. I'm going to switch that to class 2 to class 1, because, but it never, you know, I'm very concrete. I feel like some of this stuff is so concrete. It's really nice. It's not so abstract. It makes sense when he explains things. So I love it, like beyond. And so when Josh, when you told me healthy mind and body on steroids, yeah, I got it. So can we do this again? I guess that's my question. Like this same program, we could.
Yeah, that's why we did this. We did it once before. This is our second time, because we could have moved on to the others, but we're like, no, let's like get this in and be super ready for the next level.
There are people in this group right now. They're not necessarily on the screen right now, but in the group with all of you that are doing this again for the second time. Yeah. Because of just what you said, Jen.
Yeah.
Right. They saw like, oh my gosh, I got to do this again with all of my everything instead of.
Yeah. I mean, I'm envious of the people that are putting their all into it now. Like, kudos to you guys that really like are digging deep. I'm not sure if I'm at that deep level. I'm getting there on day 15, and maybe I will more, but I definitely feel like I could use this again. Maybe I'm just a slow learner, but I think it's amazing.
No, we look, every single time this comes about. I mean, to be honest with you, Healthy Mind and Body, I never finished. We've done it a few times, but I go further and further, and I realize why I didn't finish. And so, no, absolutely, you can keep doing it, and I think it's more beneficial.
Yeah.
Holly.
You know, I keep rereading my, you know, what I wrote, right? Like, see what you wrote, and are you doing it? Like, are you addressing it? Are you doing it? And every time it pops up, I'm like, consistently, they are still the things that I should be doing and reinforcing. I mean, I'm not doing it. I'm just letting you know. I'm confessing here. I mean, I'm doing it a little bit. But I'm not doing it. But I keep reading it over and over and over again. And I know what I should do to remedy it. So I don't get it. Like, I don't get why I just don't. Like, it's right there. Like, I've been so honest with myself in all of
perfect. That's where you should be. That's exactly where you should be. And no, you don't get it because you're programmed that way. You have to reprogram. So doing a little bit is exactly right. You're in it.
Okay, so thank you. But I also go ahead, Josh. I'm sorry.
No, I'm going to read you a quote from Rod, being what you just said. This is what Rod just said. We are rewriting the code, taking action to build habits. It's repeated actions to build the habits, and then allow the habits to get the results. So what you're doing, by you keep looking at it, you're in that process of rewiring. Embrace it. Just keep doing what you're doing.
So I believe this is what really bugs me. This should be introduced to Eliana. Like, Eliana's here. Okay. So, right? Am I right? I said the right name, right? No, I didn't say the right name.
Who?
Yeah, Kim's daughter's sitting there. Okay.
Felicia, the older one.
I apologize.
But before it was Eliana.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. So anyways, I'm just looking at the youth. You know? I mean, I have a 22-year-old son and a 24-year-old daughter. I mean, I believe everybody, not only can they benefit from Isagenix, I think everybody can benefit from a program like this, but look, we're a percentage of people. We know that. And even Rod says it when he gets on the video. Like, even, are you still here? If you're still here, that's great. Just like you just acknowledged. But honestly, I mean, I have been nicer. I really have not said a lot more that's in my head. I am telling you that, no. And it feels better. So, but let me come back.
You need your own talk show. I love it. You need your own. I
do have my own talk show. Come watch me on live. But thank you, Josh. But anyways, it's really, I think I wish, again, if I knew then what I know now, right? So all I'm just saying is that these are the kind of things that need to be introduced earlier, and yet they're going to be received different. So then you have your life. So it's cool. So I'm like, I have no regrets, but I still wish I had some of this in my back pocket a little bit. I don't want to have regrets, but I do wish I had a little bit more of it, because if I did, I don't know. I just think that I would have just approached life differently. But you know what? I am now.
Yeah, I think we all would have.
But everything that we've done up until now made us open for this. You know, I said in the thread, there was a lot of people that we told about this round, and we got a boatload of no's, but that's okay. But those of you who said yes, it's because you were ready and you were open. Even if you were skeptical, there was something there that said, there's something that needs to shift, and I know I need to do something. And it's because of everything that's happened that got you ready for the moment. So, you know, network marketing, I wish I was introduced at 22. I was a go-getter entrepreneur. I probably would have said no. I probably was approached and I probably said no. Like, don't touch me with one of those things, you know. I don't mean it that way. But this is the thing, is like we go through our life and we're not ready to receive things until we're ready. And that's the same with when we approach people with Isagenix. If they're not ready, they're not ready. So don't beat yourself up about that at all, because we could all woulda, shoulda, coulda all over ourselves, like 100%. Like, why didn't I stay in my relationship with George Clooney kind of thing? Just kidding. You know?
All right, before we close out, we're at the half-hour mark here. I think we should leave with this. The modeling, I think, was brilliant. When Rod talked about the beautiful little creature, the beautiful little people that look up to us, and they're not speaking, they're watching us, and they're going to copy us. They're going to model us. Yes. And I thought right away, our children, right? That, to me, I thought of my kids. Do I want to show up like showed up yesterday? Nope. I want to show up better tomorrow. And that was brilliant. Act as if these beautiful geniuses, which they are, they have the capacity to be programmed however we want. And it's up to us to do it. And all we can say is our history and our past brought us here, but our futures right now, by diving into this, creating the habits and being the people we want our little kids to turn out to be. And I thought that was so incredibly brilliant. That's how we should live our lives. That's how I'm going to start living my life, as if I'm modeling for these little kids, because we are. Mm-hmm. So any last minute?
Yeah, I was just going to add to that. Think about, if you have any issues with some of the things that you modeled after the people who were showing you the way, it's time that you can break the cycle. If you're not in love with some of your bad habits or some of your just habits, and you got them from those people, you can break that cycle. You don't have to pass that down. I mean, Josh and I recognized one of those things today that both of our parents passed on to us, and we're like, we need to get rid of that one. So, we have that responsibility. We have that opportunity to do that. And Holly, I just also wanted to tell you that Rod and his program, they're working on a young leaders program as well, so that we can, lift our children up too. I think it's going to be from age 13 and up.
Awesome. Congratulations to each and every one of you. You're all beautiful. You're all so amazing. And you all are going to model and create something special for all those that are watching right now, and especially yourself. So just thank you for doing this.
We love you guys.
Love you guys. Next week, keep it up. Keep plugging away. And have a great, great week ahead.
See you on the chat.
See you on the chat. Bye, guys.
Thank you guys. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.